Okay, Gareth Jones. Gareth Jones. Take a seat, fella, take a seat. I've got to intro you first. Gareth Jones, areiddiol o Gogledd Cymru. Ti'n siarad Cymraeg, Gareth? Tipyn bach. So originally from the northeast, but now resident in this fine city of ours. And what a fine city he believes it is. You'll find out more about that in a short while. But Gareth, beyond that, in his day job, is captain at ICE in Caerphilly. Pretty lofty title, and rightly so. Gareth there, he's basically fostering the new startups of South Wales and doing a magnificent job of it, so much so that they've just got 350 grand of funding. Have I got that right? No? Thereabouts? Okay, so basically, it's not all his though. He's made that clear to me. But they've been invested in heavily, and a lot of that is down to the captain's hard work. Anyway, the guy's fallen in love with the city, but he thinks it's got a lot more potential, and his title is snazzily titled. His talk is snazzily titled "We Built This City on Rock and Roll."
Diolch yn fawr. Hello, everyone. I don't always sound like a North Walian. That was just my North Walian voice. Apologies to any other gogs in the house. Normally, this this talk takes me about an hour and a half. So to squeeze it into 5 minutes, I've had to sacrifice quite a lot of really awesome stuff, definitely, honestly. The hope here is to start to get people thinking about the city in a different way, and to hopefully get excited about this amazing city we call home. Ed? So last time I was here, I was singing Sit Down by James, but the last time I was at Ignite, I did a talk called Living in the Moment. And that got me thinking about all sorts of different things, but essentially it was the way we live our lives through the screens of the devices we carry around with ourselves. And I did a bit of a thing about, it's not funny the second time, please stop laughing. There was a bit about how when people are traveling, they travel via the photo opportunities. And I made fun of it, but it got me thinking about actually, does Cardiff really make the most of that attitude? So this summer I was traveling through Europe. If anyone recognizes this, you get 10 nerd points. I was traveling around Europe, and I started to think about the ways that other cities work as tourist destinations, and why we enjoy going to certain places like Barcelona, Berlin. And I got back and I had some conversations with some friends over coffee and breakfast, and we were talking about our favorite cities, and it got me thinking, does anyone sat in Barcelona or Berlin or Paris ever say, Cardiff is my favorite city? I don't think people really understand why Cardiff is such an awesome city. So can I just do a quick survey? How many people live in Cardiff? Hands up. And how many people were born in Cardiff? That's stunning. That's amazing. But there's a reason why we all live here, and I think that's what's really exciting, is that we all love this place. So I designed this thing, developed this thing, for no good reason, called Cardiff 5. That's just a name I gave it. It's not important. But it's based on 5 things: destinations, culture, infrastructure, green Cardiff, and community. So the first thing is, again, this is at a kind of snap-through rate, welcome to Cardiff. So essentially, we've got loads of great landmarks, but people don't really know what they are. But we live in an era where every conversation we have online can be categorized through hashtags. I want to see Cardiff as being the first city in the world which has hashtags for every location, and every conversation is done in that way. Statues, does anyone know who John Batchelor is? No? Okay, great. John Batchelor is pretty much got pride of place in the city. Does anyone know who that is? Cardiff Cook, it's already gone. We should have statues of Captain Morgan. We should have statues of relevant heroes, I think. And the Cardiff Cook is a guy in California. Culture, we have lots of really amazing events. Everyone finds out about Ignite through word of mouth. You don't find out about it online from event listing websites. I think there's a real huge opportunity for us to share our knowledge and our love of the city in a more contextual way. So if you love porters, where'd you go for a second pint? I think we can all share our knowledge in a different way. Live in Cardiff is a way to do that. I'll tell you about it later. Infrastructure. We've got a great train service connection here, and there's a lot of talk about a metro service being established. If you wanted to get anywhere in the South Wales region, it's pretty good, but everyone thinks of catching the train as being a laborious journey. It's not quick, it's not reliable like catching the tube. How about if you caught the O, the Cardiff O? So the Cardiff O is Cardiff's answer to the tube. You catch the O to the bay, You catch the O to the City Stadium, the blue line to the City Stadium, the green line to Caerphilly, trying to bring the locations, the amazing landmarks we've got across the region, closer together. The next one's a bit of a mishmash of all the different bits, but we're not prepared for a global audience. We don't have foreign languages listed everywhere you go. It's like as if we don't expect anyone to travel to Cardiff. It's just English or Welsh. And the other side of that is that we don't really communicate well. If you want to catch a train to Caerphilly, you catch to Rumney or Bargoed. A lot of people struggle with the Welsh language as it is, so we need to make it easier, I feel. We've got a great cycle infrastructure when you get into the valleys and into kind of Caerphilly Mountain area. We've got people who come to ICE just because of the great trails, but we don't map it out and we don't make the stations in those locations destinations. This is a terrible shop in St. David's Centre, which leaves 98 screens on 24 hours a day. I think we need a pledge for every retailer to cut their energy usage to 25% between the hours of 9 in the evening and 5 in the morning, and some other kind of eco stuff, which I'll tell you about later. Taxis. If you get a taxi in Cardiff, generally you're going to have a bad time. But if you... I've not got time for laughing, guys. If we put... Well, that was a great one. That's gone. Communities, we'll come back to that. Communities. I think every time, whenever anyone graduates, they should have a year in Cardiff with no council tax, so that they build their lives here, they fall into traps of relationships. This is another bit about everyone in here has got 5 or 6 ideas they don't have time for, they don't have energy for, they don't have the resource for. I've got a bit of a plan that currently we're in talks with the Welsh Government about how we bring together expertise, knowledge, and make things happen. It's called No Time for That. So that's, I can't believe it's over. That's Cardiff 5. So basically what I'm asking you to do is start challenging everything around you. Cardiff 5 doesn't have to stick as a name, come up with a better name, I don't care. But try to challenge Cardiff to make it a global city, a global destination. I've got a little hashtag. When I wrote this hashtag, actually I thought, oh, there's a bit of a pun in there, see if you get it. You didn't get it. But basing everything, hashtag Ignite CDF. Everything is about making Cardiff a destination people love and people get excited about. I'm sorry I rushed through. I'm going to tell you the taxi bit now. I don't give a toss. So the taxi bit, basically, is every taxi which uses under a certain level of carbon emissions or is an electric car. There's a bit of a chicken and egg situation with electric cars. You won't buy one because you can't charge it anywhere in the city. And the same, they're going to put the power points in, so the demand's there. If we get taxis using electric, if it's the right answer, and they have a green bonnet, and they can queue jump as a result of that, that encourages an adoption of cars which actually are much better for the environment than those terrible Fiat Doblo things. And also, it gives us an opportunity to actually screen the taxi drivers, because how many people have had a terrible experience with taxis recently? Yeah, okay. That's it. Sorry, guys. I feel like I've not really done myself justice, but...